Hi guys, Coach Brett here, and today I'm going to take you through a quick walkthrough of my workshop on how to teach with the interactive classroom. I highly suggest you come see the live workshop with us so you can learn tons of great tips and tricks for teaching in this interactive classroom. But let's take a quick look at what you'd be learning. Come on. First off, you need to know that we have two different classrooms at GoGo Kid right now. We are working on moving everything over into our new interactive classroom, but don't be surprised if you open the screen and you're in our old classroom. Old classroom is very easy to use. It's not interactive, so your only tools are pretty much the pencil and the chat box. There are a few things you want to be aware of though. If you get into that old classroom, you will not have an IT button to call for help. So if you have IT issues, make sure you use your chat box to let the IT team know. They're doing their best to monitor that chat box and help you out when you have problems. The other thing you want to know is in the old classroom, there is not a timer on the screen. You will get a 5-minute countdown timer at the very end of class, but you'll want to keep track of your time on your phone or the computer clock or some other way to make sure that you teach the full 25 minutes. All right, let's take a look at some of those tools in our new interactive classroom. Biggest ones that you'll use all the time are the clicker and the pen. These two tools are a little bit tricky to use. When you want to click on any of the interactive features, like a song or a character that moves, you'll want to make sure that you have the little cursor arrow selected in your toolbar. If you do not have the cursor selected, it will not let you click on the interactive features. So that's very important. If you want to draw or circle on the screen, you have to make sure you move to the pencil tool on the toolbar. You will be able to circle, but once you're on the pencil, you cannot click the interactive features. So you will be going back and forth between these two features throughout the class. Another important thing to know is that the student only has access to the tool you select. So if you want the student to draw or circle, you must make sure you are on the pencil on your side. If you want them to click on something, you must make sure you are on the arrow. Every time you go to a new slide, it defaults back to the pencil. So do be aware you're going to have to keep going up there and changing it to the tool that you want. One of the things that can be really tricky is getting the student to actually click or draw in the classroom. First thing you need to know is if they're on an iPad or if they're on a computer. Students can use either. It's usually kind of easy to tell if they're on an iPad because it'll be moving around. Lots of times in the chat box, you may also see that the student is on the iPad in parentheses next to their name. So keep an eye out for that because that's going to determine whether they're using a mouse or whether they're using your finger. First thing you want to do is model for them. So you want to show them, or maybe if they're on the computer, click, click. You want to give them some visual aids like props, TPR, modeling for them. Show them what we want them to do. You want to keep your language simple. Click. Whatever you pick, you want to be consistent. If you're going to say click throughout, if you're going to say touch throughout, stick to the same thing. Keep it really simple. Click the hand. Click the hand, not do you see the hand in the left corner? Can you click it with that mouse? Too much language. Keep it really simple for them. Signs are great. Lots of teachers will make a sign to help. If they're still not getting it, you can use the chat box. Chat box is a really great way. Chat box does translate for the parents if they click the translate button. So that can be a way to kind of help them. Make sure you leave lots of wait time. Make sure you try a few times throughout the lesson to get them to understand. If by the end they still have not understood how to use that mouse or their touch screen, please make sure you leave instructions in the student feedback so the parent knows for next time. Whiteboard! The whiteboard is my favorite tool in the classroom. It's really simple and easy to use. The way you get to the whiteboard is in the top left-hand corner, you'll see a little button that says Files. When you click on that Files button, you'll see where it says Whiteboard. You'll want to select the whiteboard and it will pull down just a blank white screen that you can use for anything. You and the student can draw, you can have the student practice writing a word or letters, you could play a game, lots of things you can do on this whiteboard. So you can pull that down at any point. When you want to get back to the lesson, you press that Files button again, but this time instead of clicking Whiteboard, you will click on the PowerPoint. K1, U1, L1, whatever the PowerPoint is, you'll click on that. It's going to put you right back to wherever you were in the lesson and you can continue on your way. I use this whiteboard almost every class for something, so it is a really great way to extend those classes. There's also a lot of other tools that you can use. The game tools are great. You can find the game tools by clicking on the three dots at the bottom of your toolbar. When you click those three dots, what you're going to get is a expansion of a whole bunch of other tools you can use. There is a spinner and there is a timer that you can use in the class to try and play games or make it a little more fun. Spinner is great. I will press the spinner. I will have them say the word, however many number it lands on. If it lands on 4, okay, we're going to say cookie 4 times. I will play different games where I will have choose 6 pictures and have them pick whichever it lands on. They have to tell me the vocabulary word. Timer is great. You can play racing games with a student. How fast can you name the months of the year? And set that timer to 10 seconds. See if they can beat the time. Lots of great things you can do with that as well. There are also face filters in the classroom. These are really fun for the students, especially those little ones. Great way to keep them engaged in the class. The way you do those face filters is in your picture or the student's picture, you'll have a little smiley face in the corner. Just click on that smiley face and choose which feature you want to put on you or the student. You can also find lots of other tools. There are shapes, there are arrows, there is a highlighter, there is a laser pointer, all kinds of things. So make sure you come check out our live workshop to learn more about all those other great tools or play around in one of the practice classrooms. Some final tips when you're teaching in the interactive classroom. Please remember, the parents are there to see you. You are the most important part of this whole process. They could download any old app that lets the student click on things or reads to the student. What they want is that interaction with you. So do not let those interactive features take over the class. You don't want to just be sitting there clicking through everything. You want to be interacting with the student. Make sure you're having the student do some of the clicking and circling. They need to listen to the directions and understand and practice those listening skills. That's also important in the ESL classroom. Lots of times I will get those interactive features out of the way and then get the students' attention back on me. Don't stop using your props, your TPR, your energy level. That's what's really important. That's what's going to get the student talking. Remember, overall, your number one goal is to focus on getting student output. Get that student talking. It's not likely to happen if you're just sitting there clicking through the interactive features. So involve the student, interact with them, get them talking. Remember, you don't have to use all of these tools each lesson. Pick and choose. Find some that work for you. You don't have to use them. You don't have to click on everything on the slide. Maybe you want to have the student circle. Maybe you just want to talk about things on the slide this time instead of clicking all the things. Maybe you want to say the sentence rather than listening to the audio on the computer say the sentence. That's okay. Use your best judgment as a teacher. What does this student need? What's going to work best for this lesson? What's going to work best for you to get the student's output and to interact with them? Keep that as your number one goal. Lastly, make sure you use those practice classrooms. If you're struggling in the class with how to use the different tools, how to go about everything, go over to Freshdesk, find the instructions on how to log into the practice classroom, and play around. You can even join with another teacher and practice. One of you can go in as a student, one can go in as the teacher and practice using those features. So make sure you check that out. Thank you guys for watching my quick tutorial on how to use the interactive classroom. Please be sure to check out my live workshop where you can get lots of information. You have the chance to ask questions, make sure that everything is covered and you know how to use everything in that interactive classroom so you can give the students the best class possible. I wish you lots of luck in your teaching. Please come and see me. Bye, guys.